Jake Loden. We can't be having that.
What?
I'm going to fix the ticker right now. It says Jacob. We're going to make it say Jake.
It says live with Jake.
Well, now it says live with Jake on the banner as well, so they know. We don't want them to think you're that other Jacob guy.
Since I sent you that text, you've been educating people on that.
Well, everybody needs to know as they're logging in, just so you know, this is Jake Loden.
Yeah, that's right, player.
Jacob means one who follows at the heel, doesn't it?
Something bad.
It also means leader, a couple things. Hey, we have people checking in here. So
snap. This whole time I didn't realize I was live.
Oh, we just went live like 10 seconds ago.
No, it says 50 seconds ago.
Okay, 52 seconds.
What did we say not knowing we were live?
We're just talking about your name, just letting people know who you are.
Yeah, I'm rebranding.
Jake Loden, that's easier to say.
Want to know what my middle name is?
Jehoshaphat.
No, it's Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Most people laugh when they hear that. I don't know why. It's just a name.
It's because you don't look like a Dwayne.
Well, some might say different.
It's also because you say Dwayne.
It's like this: Dwayne the bathtub. I'm drowning. That's how you make sure people know how to pronounce it.
How many times did your parents say that, or did you say that growing up in your house?
No, it's a knock knock joke I read in a book once. Knock knock, beware Dwayne, etc.
Never forgot it.
Yeah. What's up? Live stream. So far, we've made it longer than we did last time without glitching.
Hey, we've got this internet on lockdown right now. We're gonna be all right.
Hopefully, my audio is not sounding like Asa's.
No,
people that are out there, all 20 of you. We get an echo in here?
No echo. You're good. Well, I guess we'll see what other people say. Hold on. Victoria Hudson. Oh, she's commenting about Trump Island. That's not.
She's talking about Trump?
Trump Island. You didn't see my post about Trump Island?
No, we got people talking politics 2 minutes in.
No, it's not. It ain't like that. It ain't like that.
Wait, is that the tiny home?
It's like a little 900 square foot house on like a whole cabin, on a whole island just off of Decatur Island.
Oh, I thought it was that you posted some tiny house plaza.
No, not that one. Nope.
All right, hey, let's roll on some questions because last time we were 20 minutes in on the first one.
And then as soon as we tried to get into question 3, my Wi-Fi was like, nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, we're just gonna start from the top for those who did not catch the previous 2 takes. Who is Jake Loden?
Way to use my slang name.
That's right, the street name.
Yeah. Shooting from the hip here. I'm a guy who I am married and have 3 kids. 4 years old is the oldest, on down to 1, and I live in Sumner. I'm 30 years old. Have lived in Sumner for years now, and I'm a realtor with the PNW team. I coach at Sumner High School. I coach boys and girls tennis at Sumner High School, and that's I think other questions might expose other things, so maybe I stop there on the who I am.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's good. That's a great start.
Nice.
And then tell us a little bit about your background and kind of where you grew up and what you like to do. You know.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Okay, I grew up in Auburn. I grew up more specifically in Algona Pacific area. More specifically than that, in Pacific, which, if you're not from here, you imagine me living this coastal lifestyle. It's mostly like, oh, Pacific, I hear that's nice this time of year. It's just a suburb of South Auburn, which is a suburb of Kent, which is a suburb of Seattle. And if you do know of Algona Pacific and you do live around here, most people are like, oh, isn't that town that flooded and the mayor was in prison while it flooded or something? But anyways, that's where I'm from. And was that the question? Where am I from?
Yeah, where'd you come from?
I went to school in Auburn, and then when I graduated high school, I went to I did college in Southern California. I lived there for a few years before moving back here, and that's a little bit about where I'm from.
And then what do you do for fun now?
Oh, for fun.
Yeah.
So for fun, well, so like I say, I have 3 kids, 4 and under. So a lot of my fun time is spent with kids. We do. We're loving doing yard. Can you hear that? Someone just revved their engine upside my house.
That's Sundown USA.
Yeah. He's probably headed up to Bonnie Lake, if you know what I'm saying. So for fun, we do a lot of stuff outside. We have fun doing up our yard and garden and all that sort of thing. I really like to play tennis. So I do that. As far as physical activity, we do that. I do that usually like a few times a week, lately at least. And then it's good social distancing sport. And then I do a lot of music. So I would say those are my categories. Family for fun. We do a lot of family stuff. I play tennis, and I do music. I played music my whole life, and so I've played in a variety of different bands, from folk music to metal music to
metal. Jake Loden and metal.
That's my high school background, man. That's what the kind of music I play.
And then Don Evans just tearing it up.
Oh, dude, we've had some good combos. Mostly, I know what he's talking about when he talks about things, so it makes me feel cool. And then most recently, me and a bunch of other local dads, we have what we call a dad rock band, where we play like 60s and 70s and 80s covers in my buddy's basement. And if you're lucky enough to catch us on a live stream, then that's like seeing us at the Staples Center. So,
bro, you just hit 50 so quick right there.
That's my goal. I have the hairline of a 50-year-old man without a lot of hair. So, once I started going bald, I wanted to embrace the dad lifestyle early on. So
nice. You do that well, and
thanks, man.
With such grace, you do that well.
I've aged well. Okay, I like it.
Like a fine bourbon, not a wine, a fine bourbon.
Which, why aren't we? This seems like the kind of thing where you should be sipping on a little something at, you know?
I'm just double fisting here. I got some answers.
You got coffee and water?
Coffee and, yeah. We haven't quite hit the bourbon hour yet.
Yeah. That's fair.
All right, and then how did you get here? How'd you end up in Sumnertown, USA? Because you're pretty passionate about Sumner, if people know you. So how'd you end up here?
Well, so when I moved back from living in college, I moved with a friend, and we just happened to live in Sumner, and then from there I just fell in love with it. And you know, people kind of always question why I'm such an ambassador for Sumner, or
you are.
People are just kind of, I guess, like want to know why. Concerned with the town is not the word someone would use for me, but just excited about Sumner maybe is the way that someone would say it. And so I have found in my short time that I can have the greatest impact. I feel like I can have the greatest impact, and I see fruits of my labor way more when I'm dealing with local things than when I'm dealing with these big, massive, broad things. So oftentimes you don't see me blogging about the latest thing that the White House has done, but I really love talking about things that we can do locally that can affect the way that we live our life. And so that's why I get excited. That's a big reason why I coach at tennis at Sumner High School and serve as an arts commissioner for the city of Sumner. I just really like to. I really like to have an effect on like the day to day of where I live. So,
dude, I gotta be honest with you, Jake. When I first got to know you a little bit, and I was like, oh, arts commissioner. Oh, okay, we're hitting next level. And then I saw this video of you at the city of Sumner just going to bat, and I was like, just mad respect. I thought you were this kind of this fun guy, you know. I didn't realize.
Well, that was a personal one. Maybe I shouldn't get it. Maybe I shouldn't share my local political stance here on the PNW team live stream. But all I got to say is, if you speak up, sometimes it lands in your favor, and kindness certainly goes a long way, at least with the local politics. So it really went my way that time that you saw me, and it's good it did it because I realized afterwards it's televised, right? You know, it's on Pierce County TV.
I watched it, bro.
And what was I wearing? A PNW shirt. PNW shirt on that live footage. So we should be my way because I was representing that day.
Well, and it just resonates a lot about you, and a lot. I mean, this is just a truth that kindness goes a long way, and starting small and local goes a long way. being upset about things you can't change and everything way out there, that is nothing, man. So you're pretty good at that.
Thanks.
Next question. What did you do before real estate?
Oh man, I did so many things. In the words of Wayne Campbell from Wayne's World, I have an extensive collection of name tags and hairnets. So that's just one of my favorite lines from Wayne's World. But so let me tell you this. I'll tell you, since I've had a million jobs, let me tell you my first job, and then I'll tell you kind of my most recent like moves before real estate. So my first job ever was a Little League umpire. How fun is that? And then moving on from there, I said I'd only share my first job, but another notable job I had in high school was I worked at KFC in Auburn on Auburn Way North. So if you're wondering about that original recipe, I cannot tell you. I know you're begging, but I cannot tell you. So, anyways, and then so what I was doing before real estate was, most recently before real estate, I was doing coffee. For a long time, actually for over 5 years, I worked. It's kind of a college job that I just kept holding on to. Hold the cup up. Yeah, nope. I worked at Dasani for years. I worked at Anthem Coffee for 5 years in downtown Tacoma and was store manager there. And so I did that through kind of college, early marriage, and then I went off and I actually and still now my family and I we have a coffee catering company, and so we did that for I was doing that a lot more before real estate. We have a coffee cart. We go out to events and we make coffee for like events, markets, and weddings, all that sort of stuff. So I know a lot of people might recognize our cart locally because we did a lot of stuff locally. But I was going to say, I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, what were you doing before real estate?
Yeah, before that, I was doing that, and then Is there a question that's coming up that says why I chose to do this? Because that
is literally the next question. So you're just rolling right.
So I'll delve into that then.
Perfect.
I kind of thought, because it came to the point where I have 3 kids, married and everything, and I want to I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do and kind of like do something that got me excited and kind of still kind of have that entrepreneurial spirit with and kind of be involved in my community with. But I wanted to make sure that I could, when you flip a light switch in your house, the light turns on. That was ideal for me. And so I was doing a lot of things that really, I felt like just to be totally transparent, I need to make a little bit more money. So I was kind of like looking around at like, how can I serve people, be a part of my community, make a difference in the lives of my friends and family, and, still like be able to carry my own, character and, I can kind of carve my own path at the same time. And so I was kind of, I grew up in a family. My dad was in sales, and still is in his entire career. And so sales is natural to me. I think that, I don't want to ever convince anyone to do something that's not right for them, but I feel like I can highlight things in a way that is practical for people. I can see their needs and find something to fit their needs. And I think that sales is a good route for me. And so I started to was like, man, how can I like marry, like, I started to think about like, how can I marry like coffee and sales? How can I marry like just like being someone who has the benefit of man in sales? How can I marry those things? And so I actually like really tried to find a sales job that I felt like would fit my passions. And you know what I kept running into? I kept running into mean people. I kept running into people that to be a good salesperson, you actually kind of had to be mean, and you kind of had to like trick people. And that was really true. I actually had a handful of interviews that I walked away from being like, man, nothing sounds worse than, for one, trying to wring somebody out for all their worth, and for 2, working for people that are mean. And so, and believe it or not, I'm sure people will have an easy time believing this. Some people in real estate are like that too. But if I were able to go to work, in a lot of regards for myself, I could choose not to be mean, and I could run a route that like where again like we really try to teach our kids that kindness is the route to success, and so this allows me to be able to do that and to like hold on to my convictions in a way that I think benefits me and the people around me. So
And you do that really well, and the essence of being able to just bring joy out of this, out of the transaction, out of the conversation, out of the experience. And like, I mean, anybody in our office, any of our clients that have worked with you would agree that you just kind of bring a sense of levity to the process. And I think sometimes in general, sales can just be so hard and cold and regimented. Being able to enjoy the process, so people know that we care what we're doing, about what we're doing, that we're doing it well, and that we're having fun. That's an attractive experience, and you definitely exemplify that well.
Thanks for saying so, man.
A faux show. So that kind of leads you from what you were doing to jumping into real estate in general. And then how did you specifically end up with the P&W team?
Oh yeah, I skipped something too. What was I doing before? Well, I started working for the P&W team in a part-time basis doing, we brought to life a field service program, which basically is helping people prepare to list their home for the market. And so, a lot of times, I mean, just imagine, I'm looking around like I'm in my my youngest daughter's bedroom right now, and I'm looking around like, man, if we were to list our house for tomorrow, boy, there be a lot of projects. You'd be painting that, all this sort of stuff you'd have to do. And so we, Josh kind of brainchild was this. Josh, it's you. Your kind of brainchild was you kind of created this service that the team could provide where we come alongside someone that's getting ready to sell their house, and from odd jobs to lawn maintenance to curb appeal prep to like handyman stuff. We were kind of like, hey, what can we provide somebody so that they don't have to go and find 10 different contractors to do this? So I started doing that with the P&W team and did that for a year?
I think about a year, yeah.
About a year. And on the second half of that year, I was working to get my real estate license at the time. So I don't even remember what question we're on, but
yeah, that was it. Why did you specifically join the P&W team? And it was kind of a natural process of, you had started working in the field position. And I think within a few months, you and I both realized that you would be so good at helping guide people through the experience of buying and selling homes. That transition became pretty natural.
Right.
Jump on here. We just got a couple likes on there. I was just checking to see what was happening. All right, next question. What is your big why? What I mean, you kind of prefaced a little bit, like one of the reasons that you got into real estate is because you'd like to make a little bit more money, and being able to provide for your family, that's huge. What would you say is the reason that you look at your goals in the morning or wake up in the morning and go, hey, this is worth doing?
Yeah, I think, so far in my career in real estate, I keep running into people that are at pinnacle moments in their lives. And that's because usually a changing in housing has to do with like just such a big moment in your life. So like I just got back we were doing photos at, someone who's they're retiring and selling their house to downsize and that whole thing. And, so far throughout this year, I've been, it seems like a majority of the people that I've worked with, in fact, almost all the people that I've worked with are first-time home buyers. And so being able to be somebody who is a part of these like massive moments in somebody's life is really special to me. And I really thrive in I love meaningful relationships with people. And so I think whether they want to or not afterwards, because of all the craziness we've been through in their home purchase or home sale, I am now a part of their life. And I like being a part of people's lives. So I think that was a really attractive thing. And that's one of the biggest go to bed and put the head on the pillow. And I'm really happy that I'm able to do that.
Yeah. One of the kind of cliche things that we said in a statement a few years ago was that it's really cool when friends become clients. In a way, it's even cooler when clients become friends. When you meet somebody, you kind of guide them through this process where there are so many life circumstances and emotions and deep conversations that by the end of it, you feel like you've got a pretty good connection with who they are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably also one of the most difficult things about real estate is you get into it, you spend like a solid 2 or 3 or 4 months, like just really spending a lot of time with somebody. and then the transaction closes, and you want kind of to be able to continue that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so one of the last questions here is just kind of your opportunity to set yourself apart, not just on the team, but in the state of Washington. Now, I watch the metrics and the numbers in our state, the sales, the pendings, the contracts, the agents, the brokerages. I watch all that really close. And right now, we're just under 30,000 agents. We just lost about 200 on the MLS last month because of these transitions. And I would say, for one, your performance, your production, man, like even the amount of time that you've been in the business already is obviously significantly standing out because people enjoy working with you. And I would say that the experience that you're creating it's a pretty unique, exceptional experience. But what would you say sets yourself apart from those other 30,000 agents and makes you a little bit different?
Oh man, yeah, I really don't. I don't want to reinvent the wheel by any means, and so as far as like what sets me apart, I think is that. And so, if someone asks, like, hey, why should I work with you instead of working with the dude with the car that plugs in or whatever? And I just for one, I really do feel confident in my local knowledge. I like to use the term Daffodil Valley because I think it sounds nice, but I really feel like I have an amazing pulse on the local community. So, Sumner, Puyallup, Ording, Bonnie Lake, Tacoma, all that. I really feel like I have a good pulse on even just logistics. How much should this house sell for? What will this house probably go for? Like, where can I find a house that looks like this? All that sort of stuff. I feel like I have a really good pulse on, but I think more importantly than that, I really have the relational and the good of my friends and clients in mind when I do a transaction. So I really I know I think I'm extra sensitive to this, and so it's always top of mind. But and it just sounds odd to say, but I am not okay. Yeah, this to most realtors this probably be odd to say, but I am not trying to make $1 million. I'm trying to help people find a house and make a living for my family. And so I would just say that everyone that I'm helping, I really want to help. And it might sound cliche, but really the financial side of it really does truly come secondary to me. I want to be able to buy my kids diapers, but at the same time, I want to be able to help people buy and sell a house and not have to be so concerned about that. So.
And that is straight up truth, that when you and I have sat down on multiple occasions and said, Jake, come on, let's dream big. Let's set some goals. You've always just kind of resonated back. Hey man, I'm just trying to spend time and serve people and take care of my family. Like, if I can hit some goals along the way, that's great. But what's important to me is hanging out with my family and serving people well. And I would say that when you look at our mission statement, our shortened mission statement of people focused, performance driven, man, you definitely exemplify that fairly well. And even from the time that we first helped you buy a house, your little rehab there in Sumner, and you were our kind of poster person for your family. You're for going through that process of rehabbing. Just that experience with me, I enjoyed that experience, and I know there are some people that we serve and we serve them with joy. And then there are other people that we serve and it brings us deep joy. And you were definitely one of those people that just as we were serving you throughout the process, and then as I get to see you serving other people, man, that brings joy to our office. It brings joy to our office. So I appreciate that.
Hey, I got to add one snippet to this. No disrespect if your car plugs in. That's actually really good for the environment. I was trying to paint a picture. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Dude, as soon as you say that, you could exemplify the picture. Although someday I may get a car that plugs in,
And you know what? I probably will too. In fact, my father-in-law has a car that plugs in and it rules, except for one time it ran out of batteries at the airport.
And that did not rule.
That did not rule.
But you know what? I run out of gas like twice a year, so it's no worse than that. All right, any closing thoughts or statements from Jake Loden from the PNW team here?
No, man. No. Thanks for hanging out with us for 25 minutes. I know we really reeled you in with the 10-minute thing.
I'm just gonna call it 10 questions in 25 minutes from now. Oh, Tracia was just checking in and laughing at you there.
Hey, good. That's always good.
All right. Hey, what's that?
Who was it?
Tracia.
Oh, Tracia Clark. What up?
Tracia Clark. He was like, who did?
Someone else named Tracia.
No, there's only one Tracia.
That's right, dude. They're going hard. Hey, I gotta say, I'll leave this. You know what's cool? I was just reflecting on this the other day. 4 of my people that I helped buy a house this year, currently houses are like under major DIY construction, including Tracia Clark's. So that's what made me think of it. That's pretty cool.
Straight putting sweat equity into that place.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so that's fun.
Those are also some of those clients that you just hang out with and just their joy just
especially when the Clarks are about to throw some shrimp on the Barbie. We're all coming over.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That phase 2, phase 3.
Whatever phase allows me to eat shrimp with the Clarks.
All right, good to see you, Jake. Thanks so much for checking in.
Thanks, everybody.